Hello everybody, very good evening. Hope you all are doing really well. I'm CA Supreet Agrawal, your faculty for ACCA AA, AAA and law subjects. My dear friends, please confirm me on the chat box if I am audible and visible clearly or not. Please confirm me on the chat box if I am audible and visible clearly or not, so that we can quickly start with this session. Yes, I'll also check on my device. Yes, I can hear myself. That's amazing. Very good evening, very good evening. Good evening. So today we are going to discuss about our strategy that we are going to follow for ACCA AAA September 2026 attempt. And my dear friends, this is going to be a very important session for all of you, because here we are going to discuss about AAA as a subject in detail, what it demands, what is the requirement, what are the examiner expectations, how you should prepare, what materials you should refer, what chapters you need to study, what is the level of expectation that is there. If there are intellectual levels of ACCA, then what is that defined level of intellectual that is expected from all of you as a student? What kind of questions could be there? What is the exam pattern? Everything we are going to discuss in this particular session. Just stay with me till the end and you will understand everything in detail. So if you are going to appear for September 2026 AAA examination, this is your video. That is, you have to watch this video till the very end to understand everything about this particular subject in detail and what should be your strategy for September 2026 attempt. My dear friends, even if you are going to appear for December 2026 as well, you can watch this video, because at the end of this video we are also going to discuss if there are any changes or not. So my dear friends, let's quickly start with this session, and in this session we are going to use the reference material that is given by the ACCA body only. That is, we are going to use the detailed study guide. However, we are going to understand everything that is mentioned over there. Even we are going to make our own notes also, and we are going to make our own interpretations also. So stay with me till the very end and you will understand everything about this particular subject. And I'm sure that at the end of this video you will be able to say that yes, you have understood AAA as a subject, and you will be able to take a better decision about whether you should select this subject or not, whether you should prepare for this subject through a coaching or self-study, and even if you are going for a self-study, how you should prepare for it. So this video is going to be relevant for all those students. Now let's quickly start with this particular session. This particular PDF is going to be relevant for September 2026 to June 2027 attempts. Okay, so this is a very updated one. Now, instead of starting with the introduction of the syllabus, let's quickly jump on first of all to the syllabus. Let's first discuss about the syllabus, and then we are going to discuss about the exam format. Or you want me to cover the exam format first? So don't worry, let's cover the exam format first. When I talk about the exam format, it's pretty simple. There are going to be three questions. Okay, there are going to be three questions. Out of these three questions, one is going to be a detailed case study question, which is going to be of 50 marks. Okay, although I will be explaining this exam format in detail later on in this session only, but let's have a quick view so that you are able to understand everything. Now, two case scenarios would be there. Okay, 25 marks. Okay, and there is something that is there. Out of this, 20 professional marks would be there. Now what are these professional marks? We will be discussing it during this session only, so stay with me till the very end. Now my dear friends, let's quickly start with the syllabus first. So when I talk about the syllabus of AAA, it's a very interesting syllabus. It has been divided into multiple sections. Section 1 being the regulatory environment. Here you will see that chapter number 1 resonates a lot with your AA syllabus as well. See, in this video we are also going to discuss about how you need to step up from AA to AAA. But when I talk about syllabus, there are very few chapters which resonates to AA as a subject. So here chapter number 1 is that chapter which resonates totally to your AA syllabus as well. So you will enjoy, and if you have studied AA and not claimed the exemption, you are going to have a little feeling of nostalgia also, because here you are going to discuss a lot of similar concepts as well. Now comes one of the most important chapters, which is money laundering. But sir, this money laundering is a standalone topic, a very small topic also. Why this is mentioned as one of the most important? Because you will see that in almost every paper there would be a question on money laundering. It's a small chapter, but it has a lot of relevance as far as your AAA examination goes. So this is going to be very important for all of you. Money laundering. Okay, now this is not asked as an independent question, but it is framed as part of some of the other case study or the case scenario questions, so it becomes important for you. Now when I talk about chapter number 3, that is laws and regulations, here we are going to have a little bit similarity to the concepts of fraud, laws and regulations that you have studied in your AA syllabus as well. So this is that laws and regulations. Here we are also going to discuss NOCLAR. Here we are also going to discuss the NOCLAR here. That is going to be very, very important for you. So with this, we will be completing just section number A. Then after this, we will move to a different section altogether, which is professional and ethical consideration. Good sir. In a AA syllabus, there was just one chapter, chapter number 4, which was of professional ethics, right? Here there's a full section. Yes, my dear friends, there's a full section about professional and ethical considerations, because here the code of ethics is just one part of it. Code of ethics is just one part of it. We also have to discuss about fraud and error, and we also have to discuss about professional liability. Now, sir, fraud and error is something that we have already discussed from the AA syllabus also. So this is also taken from AA. This is also similar to AA. This is also somewhat similar to AA. But is code of ethics similar to AA? A lot of students make this mistake that they think that the chapter is similar. My dear friends, this is one exception here. Even if the chapter is similar over here, that is code of ethics, you will see that the extent, that the intent of the examination, the extent of the syllabus that is covered is totally different. Because in case of AA, only the basic questions of the professional ethics would be asked. But in this particular case, which is in AAA, you will see that a lot of synthesis based questions, a lot of detailed based questions, evaluation based questions, case scenario based questions. That is, you will have to step up into the shoes of the auditor and actually think like an auditor. There will be more and more ethical dilemmas that you will be put in, and you will have to figure out a way that auditor should do. And that is going to be very, very important. So again, I'll name this chapter, I'll mark this chapter as one of the important chapters. Then professional liability. Now this is that one chapter where you have to discuss certain things which you have not at all discussed in your AA syllabus or in any of the syllabus till now, which is professional liability. Here we will be discussing about whether auditor would be liable for certain acts or not. If liable, then if there are any insurances available, we will be learning about it. If there would be any liabilities, then what would be the capping on those liabilities? We will be learning about each one of them. Now, my dear friends, the third one is the quality management. Now this whole section is important because you will see that in every paper at least one sub question is from the quality management, or at least in the case study some of the quality measurement issues would be there. Now when I talk about quality management, what does it actually mean? It means that how the engagement partner in a particular engagement or the owner of the firm, the chief head of the firm, would manage the quality in the overall firm. So we have to discuss it from both point of views. Number one being from the point of view of ISQM, where we will be talking about the overall firm, and we'll also have to study it from the point of view of ISS, where we will be discussing about one particular engagement. So when we discuss about the overall firm, we have to go and look from the point of view of the head of the institution, head of the firm. Whereas when we talk about from the point of view of a particular engagement, you have to talk about the similar responsibilities of quality management from the perspective of one particular engagement partner. Okay. Now, so quality management at the firm level, at the engagement level, that we are going to discuss ISQM 1 and ISA 220. Then we are also going to discuss about, a lot of times you will see that professional accountants cannot do this if they hold the COP, they cannot advertise their services, they cannot tender, a lot of things you will be hearing. So here we will be clearing everything. What are the advertising guidelines? What are the tendering guidelines? What are the ways of obtaining professional work and how to determine the fees? My dear friends, why I am starting this orientation with the syllabus? I could have easily started it with the purpose of introduction, right? Just the introduction of the syllabus. But my dear friends, here I'm not just giving you the introduction, I'm also telling you what we are going to study. Because after this we will be discussing about the capabilities that you need to discover, that you need to develop. We also are going to discuss about how to step up from AA to AAA. So if we have the syllabus sorted in our mind, we will be able to understand all those things in a little better manner, and that is why the first thing that I'm explaining to all of you is the syllabus. Okay, now let's discuss about the professional appointments also. See, in AA we have touched this area about how to accept the audit, but here we are going to discuss about how to have a proper professional appointment. We are also going to discuss about the communication with the previous auditor. We are going to discuss about certain communications that we need to do. Hope this would be clear. Just in case if you face any trouble, please feel free to let me know in the chat box. I would be happy to read your chats over here. I have my device open right here. I would be happy to read your chats and reply to you. Now, when we talk about section number 4, that is planning and conducting an audit of historical financial information. Now, this is 300 series. This is what? 300 series. And let me tell you the most important one, 5 star. Why? because every time you will see the first question, that is a section A question, a 50-mark question, you will always see that at least out of those 50 marks, at least 24 to 30 marks would be from this particular stage, that is the planning stage, and that is going to be very, very important. And let me also show you that we are going to study it through these summary notes, although at the end of this session, and we are going to explain everything that is going to be covered through these summary notes also. But let me tell you that these summary notes are going to help you. These are handwritten summary notes and these are going to help you. We are going to cover every detail about this summary note in the later part of this particular session. Okay, now let's discuss about chapter number 1 first, which is planning, materiality and assessing the risk of material misstatement. I'm assuming that if you have studied AA, or if even if you have claimed exemption for AA, you must be aware about these particular terms. What is audit planning? Audit planning is always said to be a continuous and iterative process. It is that important that once the engagement ends of the current year, immediately we have to start planning for the engagement of the next year. That is very, very important. Planning, materiality and assessing the risk of material misstatement. Now, one question that a lot of you ask me, which is, sir, if we are weak in audit, that is we have either not studied AA, or even if we have studied but we have forgotten AA, and now we have to choose, or we want to choose AAA as a subject, can we do so? Yes, my dear friends. Is there any prerequisite? No, because when I will be conducting my first session, that is I will be providing you first concept lecture. The first concept lecture is always on the basics of audit. That is, I'm going to explain you the basics of audit. We are going to study from the point what is audit, what is assurance. We are going to discuss everything, so you do not need to worry about it. Even if you are taking AAA subject for the first time, do not worry about it. I understand it is said to be the subject with the least passing percentage in not just a professional level but in the overall ACCA curriculum also. But let me tell you this, when we discuss AA and AAA from the very basic level, it becomes easier. When it becomes tougher, when you just go for the chapter by chapter, that is you start with chapter number 1, you go for chapter number 2, you go for chapter number 7. Now what happens is, if you go sequentially, then it becomes a little trickier for you. But if you study from the point of view of a very basic understanding and then you go to the advanced level, then you will be enjoying this particular subject. Dear friends, my name is CA Supreet Agrawal. I was with EY India and KPMG Bahrain in the assurance domain, and I have given multiple years to this particular subject, to this particular profession. And let me tell you that when I used to work in these big fours, I have developed a keen interest, a keen understanding of the auditing concepts. And when I explain you with the practical aspects that I will be giving you, the real case scenarios, you will be able to form the better judgment as well. And my dear friends, let me tell you that once you are able to form your judgments for different case scenarios, then you can think that AAA would be a very easy subject for you. It becomes difficult when you just try to stick to a textbook and then you try to answer. But if you can think from a practical point of view, then it becomes very easier for you. So do not worry about it. Please have a little trust in your mind that once you start studying, you will understand everything. So even if you are choosing AAA for the first time, you do not need to worry about it. Just in case if you face any trouble, do let me know. I would be there to support you. Now let's discuss about planning. Okay, so we will be doing the planning. Then evidence and testing considerations. Now what are evidences? What are evidences? Is it like the forensic evidence that we are talking about? Somebody has murdered somebody and now we need to collect the evidences? No. These are audit evidences. And you know, audit evidences, in case of audit, the best thing is everything is defined. You do not need to take a lot of assumptions. Everything is defined. So for example, when we talk about evidence also, what kind of evidences needs to be taken? What should be the extent of that particular evidences? Everything is defined. Let me tell you, an evidence, audit evidences should be such, the extent of audit evidences should be such that an experienced auditor with no previous connection to the audit should be able to understand what procedures you have performed, what evidences you have collected, and what conclusions you have reached. If these things are justified via your audit evidences, you can say that the evidence level is appropriate and the extent is appropriate. I hope this is clear. This is evidence and testing consideration. Okay, now let's go for the third one. Audit procedures and obtaining evidences. In case of AA, there were so many chapters when we discussed about audit of specific items, but here we are going to have all of that in one chapter, even more than that, because here there would be certain items that we did not audit in case of AA, but we will still be auditing in case of AAA. Let me tell you, a lot of people are afraid of this particular chapter. Why so? Because they feel that they are not able to write the appropriate audit procedure. But when we will be discussing about assertions, we will also be learning about how to write the answers for audit procedures via those assertions. So we will just be understanding assertions, existence, completeness, everything, right? And from there we will be learning about how to write answers for each one of them, and that is going to be very, very amazing for all of you. You are going to love that particular session. Okay, from all of these sessions that I've conducted, the best feedback that I receive is for that particular audit procedure session, because a lot of students face trouble over that. But once you start studying it, I assure you that you will love that particular session. Okay, now using the work of others as in experts, internal auditors, etc. A lot of times during the performance of the engagement, we have to hire experts. The management might hire internal auditors, and we have to use their reports for the purpose of analysis by the external auditor also. By the way, independent audit, external audit, statutory audit, one in the same thing. Okay, do not worry about it. Now, group audit, again very important chapter, 3-star chapter. Why so? Because you have already, I'm assuming that you have already studied the group accounting, you have already studied about consolidations, business combinations, and all of that. But here we are going to discuss about the group audits. I hope everything is clear to you. If you are able to listen to this and able to understand it, just let me know in the comment box whether you are able to understand everything or not. So this is going to be very, very important chapter, and we are going to learn it. See, this is not that chapter where you have to make the adjustments of accounting and you will be getting an answer and then you will be creating a balance sheet and the balance sheet would match. No, what you will have to do is you will have to evaluate first that what is the particular case scenario. Then you will have to evaluate that what particular context that you have studied in your syllabus is applicable over here, and then you will have to blend both and write an effective answer through which you will be getting good marks, in fact ranks also. This is going to be very, very important. After this we will be moving towards the section E of your syllabus, which is completion, review and reporting. Completion, review and reporting. Now this is going to be very, very important because it is going to have certain aspects like this one from 500 series, and we are also going to have certain aspects from 700 series. This is going to be very, very important for all of you. Now my dear friends, what are these 500 and 700 series? These are the series of international standards on auditing. This is ISL 700 series. Okay, not this one, just the first one. This is 700 series. Okay, now reports to those charged with governance and management. This is part of 200 series, because here we will be discussing about communication with those charged with governance. We are also going to discuss about a scenario where we will be having communication with those charged with governance in case of identification of deficiency of internal control. So we are going to discover all of that, we are going to learn all of it, and you are going to love all of that. Okay, now prove this. Is subsequent event similar to what you have studied in FR and SBR? No, this is not similar. There's a fundamental difference in the definition itself, not just in the concept, but in the definition itself of what is covered by a subsequent events. And this is a fundamental difference between SBR and FR and AA and AAA. So you are going to understand that. Then going concern, is this similar to what we have discussed in class 11th? No, this is not similar to that. Here we have to discuss about the potential impact on the opinion, audit opinion as well. See, we do not give the conclusion, we give the opinion as part of the auditors, right? As part of the auditor's responsibility. So we have to discuss if some institution is not a going concern, how we are going to frame our audit report. If some institution is going concern, but we are a little doubtful on that, how it is going to impact our audit report. We are going to discuss about all of that. Then when we discuss about the completion and final review, so we are going to understand first of all how to close the assignment, how to drag on every paper, how to close, how to frame the one opinion, and how we review that particular opinion via different levels, and then we frame a final report. Under this, once we are finalized on that, we will be creating an audit report. We are going to discuss about the different sections of the audit reports, and we are going to learn about how an actual report looks. We are going to discuss it via one actual audit report from the UK as well, from the India as well, and you are going to love it. Now, reports to those charged with governance and management. Now, this is going to be important because whatever issues you have identified, you have to report it to what? To the management, to those charged with governance also. But these are going to be issues which are not going to frame part of the report before communicating. That is, you have to communicate it internally first to the management, to the those charged with governance based on the seriousness of the matter, and then finally, if you feel that that matter is still not resolved and it is material for the stakeholders to know about, then you can report it in the audit report also. So this is going to be very, very important. Hope this is very, very clear till now. Now let's discuss about the section F, and this is going to be important section because a lot of times when we move towards the last month of the preparation, a lot of students tells me, sir, can we leave section F, which is other assignments? And my answer is always no, because this is one particular section where a direct question could also be asked. A simple question that could be asked is, what are assurance services? What are specific assignments like due diligence, review engagements, all of that? So we have to understand it. Audit of performance information, that is predetermined objectives. Then reporting on other assignments, we are going to discuss about all of that, that what are other assignments, how do we need to report on it, everything we are going to discuss it over here. And the assurance of sustainability is something that is also very, very important. Now this is something that you have studied a little bit in SBR also, but we are again going to understand it in a little more detail. Then current issues and developments, now this is something that are the professional and ethical developments, relevant developments that you will have to understand for the purpose of writing your answers. However, for the September 2026 attempt, there are no major updates. So whatever we have studied in the last attempt, that is also going to be relevant over here. Okay. Then when we move towards this professional skills, now what is this? Now what is this? I'm assuming that if you have appeared for SBR, you might be already aware about it, but just in case if this is your first paper of professional skill level, then let me explain to you. Professional skills marks are the marks that you get by demonstrating four skills in your answers. You do not need to separately give headings to these skills, to these demonstrations, but you have to understand that if your answer do not cover these aspects, if your answers are unable to demonstrate these particular skills, then your answer might not be fully getting the marks. That is why it is very, very important. Now what are these skills? These are four professional skills. Okay, number one being communication. When I say communication, although we are going to discuss it in detail in our answer writing sessions also, how to gain marks for this, but let me explain to you. Communication as in whether you have done a clear articulation. I'm again giving you a disclaimer that we are going to discuss in detail about it, but let me just explain it to you in a little bit. Now communication, whether you have done the clear articulation, that is whatever you wanted to communicate, whether that is clear or not, whether you are able to justify your points or not. Then analysis and evaluation, whether you have evaluated the information correctly or not, correctly and rightly or not. Then professional skepticism and judgment, whether you have raised right questions, right risk or not, raised right risks and questions or not. Okay. Fourth one is commercial acumen, that is whatever solutions you have given, business, or let me write practical business solutions or not. For example, if there was a problem that one of my clients are opening branch in a city where we cannot travel. Now you are saying that hire anybody local from there, and they are demanding, and it is given that they are demanding the fees which is equivalent to the audit fees, but you are still saying that hire them. Now that does not make practical business solution. So commercial acumen. Sir, how do we gain marks for this? So when we talk about section A question, that is the 50 marks question, out of that 10 marks is for professionals. And when I talk about section B questions, then 5 marks, that is total 20 marks are for these skills. Can we give heading and write answers? No, we have to demonstrate it in the answers that we write. I hope this is very, very clear. Now employability and technology skills, that is how we are going to use the computer technology to demonstrate our answers, how we are going to work around relevant response options, that is whether we are going to give a descriptive option or so, and how we are going to use the available functions and technology in the examination. That is something that we will be doing during the practice questions. That is something that we are going to do during the question practice and the exam paper solution. Okay, hope this is clear. Hope this is clear till now. Yes. Now let's quickly go. Okay, what is this? What is this? This is again part of this only, the skills, the employability and technology skills. Now let's skip this detailed study guide because it includes everything that we have covered so far. So for example, for code of ethics, it is written, it explains the fundamental principles, identify, evaluate and respond to threats, discuss and evaluate the effectiveness of available safeguards, all of that we have already discussed. So we do not need to read this study guide in the orientation session. We will definitely be going through it during our regular session. Now when we talk about okay, what are these specific assignments? due diligence, review of interim financial information, prospective financial information, forensic audits. All of these things we are going to learn. Okay, now let's discuss about, see here, there's a description on how to gain marks for different professional skills like communication, like analysis and evaluation, like professional skepticism and commercial acumen that we have discussed in. Now, after this, we are going to discuss about the summary of changes to advanced audit and assurance from June 2026 to September 2026. Is there any new update that is relevant for you? So no, there have been no additions, deletions or amendments to the syllabus for September 2026 to June 2027, and this is going to be very, very relevant for all of you. Now here, approach to examining the syllabus. So examination will focus on the following professional skills and behavior that we have already discussed about. Should you learn it? Yes, you should learn it. Now, examination structure is this one: section A, section B. Like we have discussed, section A is going to be a case study worth 50 marks each. Okay, this might be from the planning stage like we have discussed. Okay, or group of companies. Okay, then 50 marks will comprise of 40 technical marks and 10 professional skills marks like we have discussed. Section B will have 2 compulsory 25 marks question. This could definitely have sub questions as well. 20 technical marks and 5 professional marks, that also we have discussed. Now this will also have professional skills. Okay, then the other section B question can be drawn from any other syllabus section. So first question could be drawn from what? Could be drawn from what? Could be drawn from the subsequent events, going concern, message statements, corresponding effect on the auditor's report, all of that. And others could be drawn from anywhere, because planning we have already covered as part of a section A question. So generally planning question is not asked as part of section B question, but any other part of the syllabus, say money laundering also could also be asked over here. Quality management and ethics. So the auditor's assessment of effective quality management procedure and consideration of ethical issues are fundamental. That is, you should be able to identify and evaluate the quality management issues as well. You are expected to identify the ethical issues as well. That is why we said that 2 sections are very important for you: quality management and code of ethics, that we are going to discuss in very much. Hope this is very, very clear. Now let's discuss about how this particular subject is related to other subject of your ACCA curriculum. So AA knowledge helps you in AAA knowledge, and SBR knowledge also helps you in AAA knowledge. So that is why it is always said that you should appear for AAA either with SBR or immediately after SBR. So if you have recently appeared for SBR, I would suggest that instead of going for say SBL, you can opt for one of the optional papers also, which is AAA, because a lot of times you will see that there would be certain IFRS references also that would be taken from SBR and would be inculcated into the answers of AAA as well. So that is why you are going to love this particular point. Now my dear friends, let me tell you that a lot of you face this problem that you might have either forgotten the IFRS standards or you need a little brush up of that. So we are also going to provide you the IFRS brush up lectures as part of your curriculum that we are going to provide it to you. Okay, now let's jump to the earlier part where we have to discuss about certain skills. So when we talk about the intellectual levels that are very, very important for your examination, so what is more important is ACCA operates on 3 levels. Level 1, which is generally tested at the knowledge level. Level 2, which is generally tested at the skills level. And level 3, which is generally tested at the professional level. However, a lower skill or a lower level can be tested at the higher part. That is, professional skills could include, professional exams could include level 1 as well as level 2 as well as level 3, but skill level will not cover level 3. That is, level 1 and level 2 could be there in the skill paper, that is AA paper. But in case of AAA, level 1, level 2, level 3 could all be asked, but generally the focus is on level 3 paper, that is synthesis and evaluation. Now what is synthesis and evaluation? In case of AA, what is going to be very, very important is, in case of AA, our whole purpose is to understand the concept and apply it. But in case of AAA, it's not just understanding, it's not just application, it's synthesis. When I say synthesis and evaluation, what we have to understand here is, first of all, we have to identify the requirements, we have to evaluate and then we have to understand from our subject point of view that what could be relevant over here. And when I say what could be relevant, what I mean is whether auditor should take step A or step B. We have to synthesize, we have to look at all the possibilities and then frame our answers with a proper judgment. That is, in case of AA, if we would have written say one audit procedure, it might have been sufficient, but in case of AAA, you also have to justify that why that particular audit procedure is required, and that is what makes AA and AAA very different. Even if I teach both the subjects, my teaching methodology for AA and AAA for the similar concepts also sometimes changes a lot, because what is there is, when we talk about AA, we have to focus on the understanding and application, but when we talk about AAA, say for a common topic like professional ethics, we have to focus on the synthesis part also, and that is why it is going to be very important. Hope this is clear. Now let's talk about the main capabilities. When I talk about the main capabilities, so what we have to discuss is recognize the legal and regulatory environment. Now you will be able to understand everything, because we have already discussed about how the standards are framed, how laws and regulations impact the audit opinion. So we are going to learn about that. Then we have to discuss about assurance and other service arrangements also. We have to discuss about the quality management policies also. We have to assess and recommend those also. We have to discuss about the objectives of audit assignments also. We have to discuss about the findings and results of work performed, that is the audit procedures, what are the conclusions, what are the impact on the audit opinions. We have to discuss about non-audit assignments also, that is maybe due diligence, we might be going for the review engagements. We have to discuss about current issues also. We have to discuss about professional skills also, and we have to demonstrate employability and technology skills also while writing our answers. So this is going to be very important for all of you. I hope you have understood till now. If you have any queries, please feel free to let me know. Just in case if you face any queries, please feel free to let me know on the chat box. I hope the speed is also fine, because I am trying to cover a lot of content in shortest time available, so that you can plan your strategy for AAA and you are going to love it, I'm sure. Okay, so this is it. Now main capabilities, intellectual levels, the syllabus, that is also done. Study guide, we do not need to study right now. Then let's discuss about something that might be more relevant. Summary of changes we have discussed, approach we have discussed, okay, relational diagram we have discussed, guide, that is something that we do not require at this moment. Okay, now let's talk about the batch details now. Okay, let's talk about the batch details now. When I talk about the batch details, let me tell you what are the batch details. Okay, when I talk about the batch details, what is going to be more important is that we have divided our sessions into two parts. One is the concept lecture, another one is the question practice session. So what materials we are going to refer? So I'm going to give you two materials. Okay, I'm going to explain it to you further, but I'm going to give you two materials. One is the question bank, another one are the summary notes. Okay, and the best thing about these summary notes is these are handwritten summary notes. You can see that these are handwritten summary notes. I hope you are able to see it. These are handwritten summary notes, right? And when I talk about the question bank, these are typed question bank. Okay, now I'll show you also in this video only. I'll show you also how it looks in the digital format, and you will be getting a printed copy also in India. Now let's talk about, there are two parts of the sessions: concept lectures, question practice session. When I talk about the concept lectures, this is where we are going to understand our concepts. That is why I have separated it, so that you can focus fully on understanding the concepts first, and then we can have a separate lecture on the question practice sessions, so that your attention is not divided. It is going to be provided to you in the recorded format. The language is going to be English. So why record it? So that you can watch it at your own pace. But I'm not going to leave you just like that. I'm also going to give you a planner on how to watch these lectures. Then IFRS brush up lectures would be provided. That is going to be very important for you if you want to just have a quick revision of the IFRS also. Then the question practice sessions are going to be live, but here we also have to write recorded. Why so? Because for every chapter the sessions are going to be provided in the recorded format, but the live sessions are going to be conducted on every along with the doubt sessions on every Saturday at 8 p.m. or at a different time, whatever we agree upon the WhatsApp group. Okay, now when we talk about the language of these questions, it is going to be English, and we are going to cover case studies question, that is section A questions, as well as case scenarios question, that is section B question. Okay, now when I talk about one of the most important factors, which is query and doubt support, if you have any queries, which you should be having, see, it does not just matter that I have taught you to the best of my capacity and capability, so you should understand everything. even if you're understanding everything, you will have more doubts. Okay, and that's a good thing. So now when I talk about that, we have to understand that the doubts could be asked either on the app where you will be watching the lectures, or you can let me know on the WhatsApp also. My number would be shared to you on the group. You can let me know about your doubts. Live sessions would be conducted every Saturday at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, so that we will be connecting in the live format. We will be solving say one question and we will be discussing about all your doubts. My dear friends, let me tell you, if you want to clear the examination, please attend these doubt sessions. Even if you do not have any doubt sessions, you can still reach out to me, let me know, because there would be other students who might be asking the doubts. You will get a lot of help from understanding their doubts as well. Okay, now mock test. How many mock tests are going to be conducted? 6 mock tests would be there. 3 unit tests and 3 full syllabus tests would be there with evaluation. The evaluation only you will be doing, or your team would be doing. So I would be doing the evaluation. I would also be connecting with you over a call to discuss about your particular performance and how you can improve also. What you will get hard copy of 100 and so many notes, hard copy of question bank, and class board notes also. This is going to be very, very important for all of you. Duration. But before that, let me show you how this particular book looks. So this is that book. Okay, this is that particular book. See here, there's an index. Okay, in this index you will be able to see everything, and this is how the book looks. This is how the book looks. The full book is in the colorful format, in the handwritten format, and you will be able to see everything. See very, very clearly. You will be able to summarize everything. I hope this is very, very clear. Yes, you are going to love these notes. A lot of students have understood, have studied from these notes, and they really liked these notes. They really appreciated it. A lot of students reached out to me telling me that these notes have actually helped them, particularly in the last days of their review. This is very, very important. Sir, have you yourself written these notes? Yes, see, my picture is also here. So I have written these notes, okay, through this pen only, and in the similar way that I'm writing in front of you, I've particularly written these notes. Now when I talk about the question bank, so this is in the typed format. Of course, question bank will never be in the written format, in the handwritten format. It would always be in the typed format, but we are going to write our interpretations, we are going to write our observations, and I have also given the suggested answers over here. I have handpicked the questions from the study hub, from other resources as well, and selected it for you. Just in case if I feel that there are more questions that might be relevant for you, I would also be providing it to you in the PDF format, but you will be getting a hard copy of these summary notes and these question banks delivered at your home. Okay, now let's go back and discuss about the duration. Let's discuss about the duration. Okay, so the duration, that is, we are going to start from 13th of June, Saturday, like we have started today. Okay, so today you will see that a lot of lectures will be we will be starting uploading the lectures from today only. We will be providing you the lectures as well. You will be able to see the lectures as well. Then mid-August we will be completing. But sir, this time the exams are delayed by 1 week, right? It's starting from 7. So can we have some extra time for the lectures as well? See, I will be completing my part on time, mid of August. Then we will be staying connected for the doubts, for the mock tests, for the revisions and everything. In fact, we will be solving the pre-mock also. So we are going to solve everything. We are going to stay connected, but let me complete my particular syllabus, my particular questions on time, mid of August. Okay. Now the duration is going to be roughly 90 hours, but this would include the concept lectures. This would include the question solving lectures. This would include the doubt sessions. This would include the mentorship sessions. This would include the past paper solution. All of this together makes these. Now, validity would be 3 months, but if you're still appearing for December 2026, even if you're appearing for December 2026, you can buy this batch, because we are going to offer you 3 months of extension on request for free of course. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this is going to be our overall understanding of AAA as a subject and how we should clear it. What you are going to get from my end, everything I have explained in this particular video. Now if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me either on the comments, or you can reach out to me on the WhatsApp number that is given, or even if you have any queries, what you can do is you can join a free WhatsApp group, free Telegram channel for ACCA students, and you can let me know about any queries. Just in case, even if you're not looking for AA or AAA, but your friends are looking for, please share this video with them, like this video, follow this channel, because we are going to bring a lot of content for all of you. And even if you are looking to appear for December 2026, this batch is going to be relevant for you. Do not worry about the access. I will be providing you the free access up to December 2026 attempt also. All the very best.